Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Frater Atrius Horace with Lansingrow Priory TTO. I'd like to welcome you to episode number 19, Miscellany 3. If it's your first time here, thanks for coming, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy what you see, and if you're a returning visitor, I appreciate your support. Thanks for coming, and glad that you find this entertaining enough to keep watching. So this will be the first video of 2022, and I got to realizing tonight, actually this should have premiered on Fridays, but life being what it is, it's going to go up a day late. But I just want to let everybody know that I had been releasing videos on a weekly schedule, Fridays at noon, for at least the first half of 2022. I'm going to cut back to every other Friday. So you'll get a video this week. Next video will be up 2 weeks from now. This should have gone up on the 7th, but I'm going to try to have it up tomorrow on Saturday. The next video should post on the 21st, and then the next one on the 4th of February, etc., etc. Got to looking back. I just want to say that I had this little system set up where I've been keeping track of the videos, the episodes I had planned, because I try to put enough stuff together to have themed episodes when possible, and also keeping track of books I've ordered and who I bought them from, so I know when something ships, when it's in the mail, and when to expect it, so I can keep an eye on things. The mail was kind of spotty over the last couple of months of last year, so I was worried about packages getting lost or lost in transit or delayed. So anyway, I had this note set up of episodes and what books were going to be in what episodes. So when a box came in and I knew what it was, where it was from, I'd write the episode date on it so I could roughly keep them together in a pile together in order, so I would know when I set out to make a video, I'd know what boxes I needed to grab for the video. Well, tonight I sat down to get a couple of videos worth of stuff together, and somewhere along the way, in my infinite wisdom, I decided to shuffle some of the episodes around and change the numbers, and didn't think about updating the notes I'd written on the boxes. So as far as this video goes, I'm pretty sure I have the 4 books that were planned for this episode with me here. So if we run across anything that doesn't belong in this episode, I will definitely have to pause it and find the correct book, and then we'll get back at it. But without further ado, let's get started. As I said, this is just a miscellany. You can see in the description of the video, I've put timestamps so you can you can see what books are in this episode and jump to the particular timestamp if you don't want to sit and watch me unbox and open everything. Got a couple here from Miscellany. Let's see. If I remember correctly, I think this is one new one and one older one. Let's start with a new one here. Wow, this is gorgeous. It's a very beautiful deep blue, cloth bound. The embossing there is It really is like a copper color. It's a snake skull. You can see this here. Sermons to the Serpent's Servants by Jeremy Christner and Aeon Sophia Press. Wow, this is a pretty book. Ooh, nice. Midnight Black. Good. Cats over here. Got cats over here making noise. Get out of stuff. Beautiful Midnight Black end papers. It does have a ribbon. I'm not 100% sure I remember what this book is about. Sermons to the Serpent's Servants, Volume 1. Philosophical Implications of Luciferian Gnosis. Interesting. This is Jeremy Christner. This was published in 2020. Cat is Phoebe is disrupting the video. Okay, take a look at the table of contents here. Nice. 178 of 200. Didn't realize this was such a small edition. Let's flip through here and check out some of the art. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. This looks like it's maybe essays. Oh well, yeah, I guess that would make sense since this is Sermons to the Serpent's Servants. Beautiful midnight black end papers, midnight blue cloth cover. This is volume 1. I wonder, since this is from 2020, if there are other volumes that have been published in this series. I think I'd better look at the table of contents here. I think this is some sort of well, philosophical implications of Luciferian Gnosis. Sounded interesting in the blurb from the website, the summary I bought it from. Not big into Luciferianism or Satanism or left-hand path type stuff, but this book really sounded interesting. I am pretty interested in Gnosticism in general, of any form or type, so it sounded interesting enough to give it a shot. I was really surprised it's such a small edition of 200. Can't wait to see what the other volumes in the series are going to be, but here we go. Beautiful book. I really like the way this book looks. Beautiful. Amazing. Let's see what Miscellany sent me here. They sell a t-shirt with this on it. They call it the Monk. I'm going to get one. I think it's pretty freaking cool. Alright. And the second book here is not a new book. I think it's been out for a little while. This is Magus Among the Adepts, Essays and Addresses by William Wynne Westcott. This is by Teitan Press. And if I can get this, you can see that without too much of a glare on it. I don't know how clear that'll come out after it's uploaded and compressed. But that's what it says. It's addresses by one of the founding triumvirate of the Golden Dawn, Dr. William Wynne Westcott. We have his, yes, this is from 2012. This is number 351 of 650. I believe I got this because I have, if not all the other books Teitan Press put out in this format, at least all the ones that I'm aware of. We have a black claw, the gold, with his signature on the front. I have all the other books Teitan Press put out in this format, and somehow this one had escaped me until recently. You can check out the table of contents there. This is bound to be a fascinating volume. And yeah, it's just a collection of essays and talks by Dr. Westcott. I'm sure it's primarily related to Golden Dawn and Rosicrucianism, but I'm sure there's plenty of stuff in here that applies to many different schools of thought. Even some on Freemasonry. Nice. Medical. That's interesting. 12 years experiences of a London coroner. Interesting. Oh, index. Indexes are always nice. Interesting little tome here, but definitely glad to add another Teitan Press book to my collection. Those are the first two of our volumes this evening. On to number 3. This one recently released, fairly recently. I know Foolish Fish has beat me to the punch on making a video about it already, but that's alright. Not the quickest book unboxer in the world. Wow, is this? Oh, interesting. So, a much more substantial book than I was anticipating. Figure out how it's wrapped here. It's gorgeous. It's got a little bit of a glare on it. This is Father Ashen Hassan's Gateways Through Light and Shadow from Azoth Press. This, look at this. Look how thick that sucker is. This is a hefty tome. Doesn't have a bookmarker. And we have the black end papers. Oh yes, it is printed in red and black. A true revelation of what transpired between Father Ashen Hassan and his scryer Ben Mac Steelfan. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right, since that I believe that's Irish. In the spirits. This is a second edition. First edition limited to 1,000 signed copies, published in 2016. This standard edition published in 2021 by Azoth Press out of Portland, Oregon. It is neither signed nor numbered. And if it is a limited edition, I do not believe it has a stated limitation. I don't know how well this is going to come through, but it is in red and black throughout. There's lots of illustrations and tables. Lots of illustrations and tables. Introduction by, or forward by Dr. Stephen Skinner. It's coming back to me. I believe this is a some sort of a spirit catalog. A number of different spirits they've worked with. It's days and times and names and elements and lamans and sigils and incense and talismans. Oh, that's kind of cool. A skull vessel prepared to receive the spirit of Hiram. I found a place online that sells human bones for various purposes and pondered getting a human skull for ritual purposes, and they're not cheap. They are not cheap. And then you have to check your local laws to make sure it's not illegal to possess human remains before you can order anything. That's a nice book. I love how the art is in red and black too, not just the text. That's cool. is quite a volume. Nice. If you need a second opinion or want a more in-depth review of the book, definitely go check out Foolish Fish. I know he has he goes into a lot deeper. I do the unboxings, he does the reviews. A lot of our stuff overlaps, as we tend to buy a lot of the same things, so I'll buy them and unbox them and show them off for the first time, and he'll read them and review them, and then make a video review for you guys if you're interested in checking them out more in depth. But definitely, I'm impressed. I did not realize this was such a hefty book. Now, this volume here, I have an interesting history with this book. It was one that had been on my radar when it first was published. First came out many years ago. I was had recently relocated to Northwest Arkansas, and didn't have the most well-paying job at the time. And I hemmed about it, and I hawed about it, and I thought about it, and went round and round with it, and never pulled the trigger and bought a copy. And this is, if memory serves me, it's been quite a few years ago. I have seen it for sale. It's pretty much always been available, even though I never got around to buying a copy, and for some reason I saw a copy on Holmes not too long ago and decided, you know what, now's as good a time as any. One, it is by a publisher that I know makes amazingly beautiful books, and two, it'd been on my list for quite a while, and given how long it's been in print or out of print, it's still at a reasonable price, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. And here we have Barry William Hale's Legion 49 by Fulgur Press. This is a grimoire dedicated to Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies. It even comes with this fancy little bookmark here. It's a fly wing. In honor of the Lord of the Flies. So look at this. This is a beautiful foil stamped black. Wow, look how that shows up on camera. It almost looks like a void. The blue fly on it. The beautiful blue stamp spine. And then this beautiful black and blue foil in papers. Again, Fulgur, man. Fulgur makes some amazingly beautiful books. Look at that. Oh, The camera does not do it justice. That is amazing. Look at that. Fulgur just makes some beautiful, beautiful books. Go back and check out my last video on Michael Berto, part 2, where I unbox and show off some nice books from Fulgur. They just make fantastic books. Yeah, this is 2009. I relocated to this area in September 2008 to start my career in the Ordo Templi Orientis. So, I was just looking here when this first came out. The standard edition was only 25 pounds. But if I recall correctly, it was almost $2 to a pound back in 2009. I know it was at least $1.75 per pound. Easily. So, I was making $8 an hour at the time. So, and renting an apartment and trying to feed myself, so $50 plus shipping from the UK when I'm making $300 a week. I didn't have the luxury of buying volumes like I do now, so I'm grateful for that. This is a nice thick paper. It's kind of smooth, but it's definitely a thick paper. Yeah, this is a this is number 712 of 777 numbered copies. It is limited to 833 copies. 7 copies in full black goat skin, each accompanied by an earthenware jar formed terra sigillato, containing 7 servitor demons, 49 named copies in quarter black goat skin with an original sigil, signa magica, and by the artist, and 777 copies in black cloth. You know, I actually saw this, one of the 7 copies with the earthenware jar. He took, there was a company that made tequila and sold it in glass skull bottles. And he took the skull bottles from the tequila and painted and drew sigils and stuff all over them, and those were the what do they call them, earthenware jars, formed terra sigillata. That's what he made the earthenware jars out of for the 7, and actually he broke one of them. So there are actually only 6 in existence. I saw one for sale not too long ago. But yes, so there are 6 copies with skull tequila bottles covered in sigils and filled with, what is it called? He says filled with a servitor demon. How fascinating is that? Yeah, basically we have 49 different demons here that are all, I'm assuming, the serpents. They're subservient to Beelzebub. It's kind of remind me of a Rorschach Inkblots. I can never say that guy's name. Interesting to note they're all, what's the word I'm looking for? They have a symmetry? Bilateral symmetry, is that what I'm thinking of? Basically, you took a mirror and laid it down the middle, and you're going to get the mirror image on the other side. Almost all of these are that way. But at least the cloth editions, you know, come with this fancy fly wing bookmark. This is a beautiful book. I mean, even as a standard edition, Fulgur just makes beautiful books. What can I say? Very, very happy to have this. Didn't get it for £25, but you know, for a book that's been out of print for 13 years now, it's wasn't unreasonable. So that's gonna be today's episode, number 19. Let's bring everything back out for a final viewing. Very beautiful copy of Liber 49. Frater Hassan's Gateways Through Light and Shadow. Yeah, William Wynne Westcott's A Magus Among the Adepts by R.E. Gilbert. And Jeremy Christner's Sermons to the Serpent's Servants, Volume 1. Thanks for watching the video tonight. I will have another one coming up in a couple weeks. Always open to comments or suggestions, thoughts, ideas. Throw me a like if you feel like it. I'm not the type to beg for likes or subscriptions or money or Patreon. I don't do all that whole jazz. Just if you like it, the best thing that you can do for me is to come back and keep watching my videos. I appreciate it. Appreciate your support and any feedback you do want to give me. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with the next episode, and I've got some really nice additions planned for episode number 20, and hope to see you back then. Love is the law. Love under will.